Hello, welcome back to Digital Titans again. And as you all know by now, we operate by the mantra that we simplify digital marketing learning as much as possible, and we give you actionable tools and things that you can straight away implement and start getting results whenever you perform your digital marketing activities. So, in that process, the next topic that we will be talking about today would be about a tool that will fetch you not only a better visibility on Instagram, but also how you could use this tool to reach as many as many people as possible on Instagram, and start getting as many followers, so that you can increase the reachability and the visibility of your products. So let's get started. So the first thing that we would be talking about in this presentation, if you may call this, is hashtags. And hashtags, what are hashtags actually? Now, if you talk about the Wikipedia definition of hashtags, it says it's a type of a metadata tag that's used on social networks such as Twitter and other microblogging services that allows user to dynamically let them access dynamic user-generated tagging, which will help you reach out or categorize your messages on using a particular hashtag, and a lot of people who are using the hashtag can use them. Now, we will talk about simplifying this in the slides to come. And just take an example. If you look at this as an example, on the photo sharing service like Instagram, the hashtag, for example, if you look at Blue Sky, hashtag Blue Sky, that allows you to find all the posts that people have been talking about or have been tagged using that hashtag. So the moment if you click on the hashtag Blue Sky, for example, and you will be able to read the posts and look at people who are posting things on their microblogging services like Twitter or Instagram using that particular hashtag. Now, how does it work? Now, how to use them? So you can use them wherever in your piece of content. You could have a hashtag for your brand, or you could use a couple of hashtags which are very relevant to your post and your business at the end of your post. Now, I could depict a brand or an activity or a location, and if you look at the hashtags that I've mentioned here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday. So these are all days of a week, and there's almost a hashtag for every day of the week, right? Now, all of you must be familiar with Throwback Thursdays, and that's typically used with a hashtag TBT. Now, where do I get these hashtags from? Now, hashtags can be identified from a lot of sources like trending posts on Facebook. And if you go to your Twitter profile, you will see a trending hashtags on the left hand side of your Twitter profile. And apart from these, there are a lot of external tools like Hashtagify, for example, the one that you look on the screen, where you could look at the top hashtags for that particular week or month. And then it could also show you the popularity of the hashtags, how many people have used them, and what language does these hashtags fall under. And you could also, when you click on the track option that you see here, you could also look at what are the statistics for this particular hashtag. Now, this is one good source if you want to identify what's the best hashtag which is being used for the week, and how you can use the hashtag and leverage on that hashtag's traffic to make your posts accessible to people using those hashtags. But remember, the hashtags that you use should be extremely relevant to your business, and they should also be relevant to your post. Now, another source that you could look at is a website which is called as Make Use Of, which would give you a top 100 hashtags which are being used. And some of these hashtags are very, very generic. For example, hashtag love, hashtag instagood, right, and TBT, which is Throwback Thursday that we have seen. And now these hashtags, it also shows you how many posts are being can you reach if you use a particular hashtag like this, right? Now, while these are some of the tools that are already available online, now the one that I would talk to you, all right, so this is another one, which is Get Hashtags, which would give you a list of all hashtags which you could use for your posts and reach out to a lot of people or profiles using these. Now, apart from these, what we would be talking about today, and what's new in this presentation, and how are you going to simplify this learning for me if you ask. Now, we are going to introduce you to something which is called as TagBlender, which not only gives you hashtags for particular categories that you could use, but also you could also generate hashtags and you could use them. And I would also show you at the end of the presentation how using a set of hashtags from TagBlender started fetching me instant results. Right now, to be honest and to be not to sound very cheesy, but we have got a blend of everything, and you could use this tool to get a blend of the best hashtags that you could use to leverage for your posts, right? So let's get started. So how does it work? Now the way it works is you would go to a tool called TagBlender, and if you look at it, it says we have developed a unique method for getting the most relevant tags for your Instagram images. Now, this is typically used for Instagram. And if you talk about, now we are on the live website of TagBlender. And let's say if I have a product which is a wristwatch, for example, for women, and if I make a post, an image of that on Instagram, and if I want to use relevant hashtags, you could scroll down to see you have a couple of generic fashion related hashtags. Now you have something related to heels, jewelry, makeup, men fashion, model, nails, tattoos, and women fashion. Now the hashtag that the product that I've posted on Instagram is a women's wristwatch cum bracelet. So that typically falls under women's fashion category. And if you look at a plus 10 link next to this, so I would click on this, which would generate automatically a blend of the best hashtags that I could use for my Instagram post. Now I can copy this and simply use these hashtags in my post, at the end of my post, or before my post even begins. Now, when you do that, you will start getting results very soon than you actually would expect. And they're not just any people following you or any profiles following you on LinkedIn, but these are people who are extremely relevant to your business, to your product category, and things like that. Now, on that note, let me show you an example that we have done. And all right, so this is the product that I was talking about, which is for one of our clients, which is a women's wristwatch cum bracelet. And in less than 2 hours, let's see what happens. We just saw 20% of the accounts who saw this post, they were not following us, but the reach that I got is 7 and the number of impressions is 8, right? Now from the hashtags I was able to generate a reach of 2, and after that, now this is the post that I've made, this is the product, these are the hashtags that I generated from my TagBlender, and the results that you could see were really quick. And by the time we made this presentation, it was about 1 hour after making the post, and we could see an instant reach, and we could also see 13 likes here, and we also saw a spike in the number of people who started following the profile on Instagram, and these are nothing but my potential audience, right? Now, I would strongly urge you to use this tool, TagBlender, just to give you a revisit of how this works. Go to the website, which is TagBlender. The moment you click on it, so it will go to tagblender.net, which is the website. You could enter, or you could just follow the category of your product or service, and then it automatically populates a list of hashtags the moment you click on this link. So copy this hashtag and start using it in your posts. That's it from our end, folks. And if you have any suggestions for new tags, you could always enter your suggestions and submit it, and these guys would start working on it. Which is, I would strongly urge everybody who is using Instagram or e-commerce to to try this and experience the results for yourself. If you have any feedback on the presentation or on the tool, please feel free to write us at titansofdigital@gmail.com, or you could also follow our YouTube channel, which is Digital Titans. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day, and hopefully you will see a set of strong results on Instagram very soon. Thank you so much, guys.